Good afternoon and welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship second round. Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Thanks for joining us on the live stream for this second round game in the tournament. Game number 3 in the tournament. It's an elimination game between the Durham Lords and the Fanshawe Falcons. Both of these teams lost their opening games in the tournament, Durham losing by a count of 6-0 to the St. Clair Saints. And earlier today, Fanshawe dropped a 6-2 decision to the Humber Hawks. So these two teams meeting now. The winner of this game will advance to the bronze medal game of the tournament tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here at Kinsman Stadium. The losing team in this game is eliminated from the tournament. Also on the line in this game is a berth, the third Ontario berth in the National Championship tournament scheduled for next weekend in Toronto. That will be hosted by Humber College. Those games will be taking place in Etobicoke. So a lot on the line between these two teams in this game. These two teams also split their double headers this season. They had 4 games against each other, Fanshawe winning twice and Durham College winning twice. And we are all set to go for this elimination game between Fanshawe and Durham. Durham in the green jerseys, Fanshawe in the white jerseys. The leadoff hitter for Fanshawe Falcons is the center fielder Brendan Robertson. He hits one to second base, and unable to come up with the ball is Griffin Oliver, as it was hit quite hard. And it's a base hit for Brendan Robertson, a leadoff hit for Fanshawe. The starting pitcher for this game for Durham College is Jake LeGros. He's a hard-throwing right-hander. Brendan Robertson on first base, definitely a threat to steal. He had 11 stolen bases during the course of the season. LeGros' first pitch now to Matt Bowden, is a strike. Matt Bowden is the shortstop for Fanshawe. And the second offering from LeGros is fouled away on a check swing, strike 2. Sam Cocker is the catcher for Durham College. In the infield, Easton Curry at third base, shortstop is Brian Woke, Griffin Oliver at second base, and Brendan Dodson at first. That ball is sliced to right field, and that's a base hit. It's going to be in the gap, and it's going to send Brendan Robertson all the way to third base. A single for Matt Bowden, and we've got runners at first and third now for the Falcons, and nobody out in the top of the first inning. So Darren Dwyer now comes up for the Falcons. Left-handed hitter. He's the DH in this game. Also a power hitter for Fanshawe. Had 10 RBI in the season. That ball is smacked to right field for a base hit. That will score a run. And we've got a run in for Fanshawe and runners at first and second now. Nobody out. A single for Dwyer. 1-0 Fanshawe. So Quentin Toohey now comes up for the Falcons. He's the catcher. And he'll look at a strike from Jake LeGros. Earlier today in the opening game of the tournament, Toohey had a 2-run single to account for the only 2 runs that Fanshawe scored against Humber in their 6-2 loss to the Hawks. Toohey squares to bunt, takes a strike. Jim Taylor is the umpire behind the plate in this game. Andy Harrington on the first base line, and the third base umpire is Brian Bradley. 0-2 is the count. Jake LeGros now with the pitch, and that one is hit to right field, and it's carrying, and it's in there, in the corner. Toohey goes around first. He's in at second. Another run is in for the Falcons. 2-0 is the score. 4 straight hits to start the game for Fanshawe. That one is a double. It's an RBI double for Quentin Toohey. The left fielder, Jake Julian, comes up now. Runners at second and third, nobody out. First pitch from LeGros is a ball. So the Falcons come out with the bats on fire here. Single, 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 double. That pitch is a strike. Count is 1-1. Darren Dwyer at third. Quentin Toohey at second base. Jake Julian is the batter. That ball is lifted to left field. Reagan Manley is under it, and he catches it and will throw it into third base, but that's a sacrifice fly. First out of the game, but another run for the Falcons. The count is now 3-0. So Kevin Bowden now comes up to the plate, the first baseman for Fanshawe, as the umpires are asking the Falcons to get off the field as they continue to celebrate that third run that just came in. That ball is popped up, and that is going to be foul and out of play. Strike one to Kevin Bowden. The Falcons with 3 runs on 4 hits so far here in the top of the first inning. They are the number 4 seed in the tournament. Durham is the number 3 seed in the tournament, so Durham is the home team. Cocker is manages to block that pitch from LeGros and prevents Quentin Toohey from advancing to third. Count is 1-1 to Kevin Bowden. Kevin Bowden led the team with 13 runs scored. That ball is smacked to center field, and it's caught in center field by Connor May. And advancing on that catch is Toohey. So he's at third base now with 2 out. So that advances the runner. 2 away now. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Josh Hare. Josh Hare played in 15 of 20 games this year for the Falcons. Did not play in the opening game for the Falcons today against Humber. He wears the number 7 jersey, looking to knock in yet another run for Fanshawe here in the top of the first inning. The score is 3-0 Fanshawe, just underway here in this second round game, an elimination game between Fanshawe and Durham. The first pitch to Hare is a ball. Brandon Jones awaits on deck for the Falcons. That pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Jake LeGros' pitch is taken for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to Josh Hare. That ball is lifted to left. Reagan Manley is under it and makes the catch to end the inning. It's a big one, though, for Fanshawe as they plate 3 runners in the top of the first inning. And the score after Half an inning of play. Fanshawe 3, Durham coming to bat. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for the OCAA Men's Baseball 2018 Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Welcome to our streaming broadcast of this second round game between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. We are going to the bottom of the first inning with the Lords trailing by a score of 3-0. The Falcons with 3 runs on 4 hits in the top of the first inning. The first 4 batters all getting hits, 3 singles and then a double. The starting pitcher for Fanshawe in this game, number 14, Noah Campanolo. He had a record of 1-3 in the regular season and a 3.28 earned run average. Struck out 33 and walked 20 during the course of the season. Fanshawe finishing the regular season with a record of 10-10. Durham finished with a record of 11 wins and 9 losses, and by virtue of that better record, they are the home team in this game as the number 3 seed in the tournament, Fanshawe at number 4. Both teams losing earlier in this tournament today in earlier games. Durham losing to St. Clair 6-0, Fanshawe losing 6-2 to Humber. The leadoff hitter for the Lords in the bottom of the first inning is the shortstop Brian Woke. It's from the right side, squares to bunt. That bounces off the plate and goes all the way to the backstop, and the count is 2-0. The Fanshawe infield, Quentin Toohey is the catcher. He's the closest to your screen. The 2-0 pitch here is in the dirt for ball 3. So Brian Woke had 3 balls and no strikes. Brandon Jones is the third baseman. Matt Bowden is at short. Kevin Bowden, his brother, is at first. And the second baseman, Ty Armstrong. Ty Armstrong named the Rookie of the Year in the OCAA last night. Wouk takes a pitch for ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk to start the game for the Lords. And there's a quick base runner for Durham. That'll bring up the left fielder, Regan Manley. Regan Manley led the Lords in the batting department this year with an average of .382. Very speedy player, as is Brian Woke, the base runner now at first base. The Durham Lords looking to try and change their fate from the first game when they were facing St. Clair. They gave up 4 runs in the first inning of that game and were chasing the game all along and weren't able to score throughout. They've given up 3 in the first inning of this game. But they do have a base runner on to start things off. Manley drops down a bunt. They will throw it on to first, and you've got a sacrifice bunt. That sacrifice is woke over to second, and there's one away. Nice defensive play there by Brandon Jones of the Falcons to throw out the very speedy Regan Manley. So a runner in scoring position now for the Falcons, or sorry, for the Lords with one out. The batter is Brendan Dodson, and he takes low inside for ball one. Dodson, the third-year player for the Lords, led the team in on-base percentage this year, .457. Led the team in runs scored with 14. Takes a healthy cut at that pitch from Noah Campagnolo, but it's fouled back. Count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brendan Dodson. Brian Woke led off this inning with a walk and was sacrificed over to second by Regan Manley with a bunt. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Dodson thought about it and then declined to cut on it. It's 1-2. Lights are on here at Kinsman Stadium. It's a very overcast afternoon. That ball is grounded to second, and it's going to be a tough play at first, and they get him at first base as the pitcher covering takes the ball from Kevin Bowden. That moves Woke over to third base, but they're now 2 out. Good play by Noah Campagnolo there to cover first base. That was the only play they had. Dodson almost beat that out. So 2 away now, runner on third. Sam Cocker is the batter. The catcher took a swing at that one, missed for strike 1. Cocker looking to put the Lords on the board here. That ball is fouled down the right side and is out of play. Count is 0-2. Brian Woke, the runner at third base. Campagnolo's pitch is low. Ball 1. Fanshawe in the white jerseys. Durham College in the dark green jerseys with the gray pants. Count is 1-2 to Sam Cocker. That pitch is inside for ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Campagnolo's pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Noah Campagnolo. He strands a leadoff walk, and the Lords are unable to score. We've played 1 inning here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. The score, Fanshawe 3, Durham 0. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here with the coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball 2018 Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. This is an elimination game. The winner of this game will advance to the bronze medal game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here at Kinsman. This is a game between the Fanshawe Falcons in white, Durham Lords in green. The loser of this game is eliminated from the tournament. The winner will again play tomorrow. 3-0 is the score in favor of the Falcons as we move to the top of the second inning. And Brandon Jones is the leadoff hitter. He skies one to right field. Alec Brown is under it in right field for the first out. 2 pitches and 2 outs for Jake LeGros. And so here comes Ty Armstrong, the second baseman for Fanshawe. His first plate appearance of the game. He takes a ball from Jake LeGros. That ball is rocketed to center field. Base hit for Armstrong. So it's a 1-out single. And that brings up the leadoff hitter, turns the lineup over for center fielder Brendan Robertson, who singled loudly to start the game. Later scored the first of the 3 runs so far in this game for Fanshawe. LeGros' first offering is fouled out of play, strike 1. Keep an eye on Armstrong at first base. He doesn't go. Pitches in the dirt, ball 1. Armstrong at first base stole 3 bases during the regular season. That pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-1 to Brendan Robertson, the leadoff hitter for Fanshawe here. Top of the second inning, 3-0 for the Falcons over the Lords. That pitch is grounded to the pitcher. It's thrown on to short for the first out and over to first for the double play to end the inning. 1-6-3. The inning is over. No runs for Fanshawe. We've played an inning and a half here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Fanshawe 3, Durham no score. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for this game between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. This is the 2018 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us on the live stream for this elimination game between Fanshawe and Durham. The winner will advance to play tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, here at Kinsman in the bronze medal game. The loser of this game is eliminated from the tournament. And also on the line in this game is a berth, the 3rd Ontario berth in the National Championship Tournament scheduled for next weekend in Toronto, hosted by Humber College. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. Noah Campagnolo is the pitcher for the Falcons. His first pitch to Alec Brown, the right fielder, is swung on and missed for strike one. That ball's in the dirt, and it's a 1-1 count. Durham still looking for not just its first run of the game, but the first run in the tournament. That ball is hit to the shortstop and thrown on to first, and out at first is Alec Brown. Matt Bowden making that play at short for Fanshawe. So there's one away. The Lords have had just the one base runner so far in this game, and that was leadoff hitter Brian Woke, who walked, but then and was sacrificed to second, but the Falcons were able to retire the next two batters. So it's 4 straight retired now for the Falcons. And the batter is the pitcher, Jake LeGros. LeGros looks at a ball. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. Again, the lights are on here at Kinsman Stadium. It's a very overcast conditions now. The temperature dropping. There's ball 3 to Jake LeGros. The temperature dropping from a high earlier, around 14 degrees. It's now fallen to 11 degrees and expected to drop a little bit more as the afternoon and the evening arrive, or the evening arrives. Wind is also expected to pick up later on in this game and in tonight's fourth game of the tournament that will feature Humber and St. Clair in a battle of the unbeaten teams so far in this tournament. Jake LeGros takes a strike there from Campagnolo. 3 balls and a strike. And that ball is high for ball 4. So that's the second walk of the ball game for the Durham Lords. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 6, Griffin Oliver. Griffin Oliver batting from the left side. First pitch is grounded to first and is just foul. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Fanshawe leading Durham by a count of 3-0. All 3 runs for Fanshawe coming in the first inning, in the top of the first inning. That ball gets away from the catcher, Quentin Toohey, and Jake LeGros will trot down to second base on the wild pitch. So a runner in scoring position now with 1 out for the Lords. Griffin Oliver with a 1-1 count now. And he skies that. That is to second base and is caught by Ty Armstrong for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Connor May. Jake LeGros still on second base, now with 2 out. Campagnolo's pitch is taken for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. That ball is in the dirt and blocked by Quentin Toohey. Count goes to 1-1. Jake LeGros drew a 1-out walk in this inning, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Connor May fouls that one to the right side, and the count goes to 1-2. Strong wind blowing toward the outfield, pretty much to straightaway center. So balls into the air to the outfield are going to carry in the very strong wind. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connor May. Lords hoping to break through here with their first run of the game and first run of the afternoon. Connor May fouls that one off of his foot. Durham dropped its opening game 6-0 to St. Clair. They trail this game 3-0 to Fanshawe. Two balls, two strikes to Connor May, 2 out, runner on second. That ball is high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Third baseman Easton Curry is on deck, hoping for a chance here in the Durham second. And the pitch is popped to the left field side. It's into foul territory, and no one's going to be able to get that. That landed about 8 feet, maybe less, maybe about 6 feet foul on the left field line, and didn't stay up in the air long enough for anyone to get close to it. So the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Durham trailing by a score of 3-0, bottom of the second. That ball is lifted on the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. And it is a fair ball. It lands right on the line. That's going to score a run. And Connor May is into second with an RBI double, and the score is 3-1. That ball came down right on the line and kicked left into the Fanshawe bullpen down the third base side. But clearly a fair ball, and the Lords are on the board. So Easton Curry now will come up with a runner on second. Takes a ball. Connor May at second base now. Curry hoping to bring him in here with 2 out. That ball is low. 2-0 to Easton Curry, third baseman for Durham. Connor May gets his lead at second. Campagnolo's pitch is ripped to over the second base, and making a good play at shortstop to throw him out is Matt Bowden. That ball just didn't have enough kick on it and had a lot of spin on it. Nice running throw by Matt Bowden to end the inning. But the Lords do strike with a run, and we've played 2 complete innings now at Kinsman Stadium. The score, Fanshawe 3, Durham 1. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver here with the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship 2018 presented by Bel-Air Direct. Elimination game, second round action between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. We are going to the top of the third inning now. Fanshawe in the white jerseys leading this game now by a count of 3-1. The Lords getting 1 run back there in the bottom of the second inning. Fanshawe's runs, all of them coming in the top of the first inning on 4 consecutive hits to lead off the game. The batter is Matt Bowden, who had one of those hits back in the big rally for Fanshawe in the first inning. That ball is lifted foul and is out of play. Count is 0-2. Bowden singled back in the first, so he's 1 for 1, scored a run. 3-1 is the score in favor of the Falcons. That pitch is off speed. Bowden fouls it off. Stay alive. These two teams split their 4 games during the regular season. That ball is in the dirt for ball 1. Teams met in London back on September 9th at Labatt Park. First game of that was won by the Falcons in extra innings. That ball is cut on, and no, it's not. It's a check swing. Matt Bowden is still alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. He held up his swing just in time. Jake LeGros, the pitcher for Durham, fires that in. It's lifted to shortstop. Brian Woke is under it and makes the catch for the first out of the 3rd inning. So Jake LeGros wins that battle. And here comes the designated hitter, Darren Dwyer. Darren Dwyer singled and knocked in one of the Fanshawe runs back in the 1st inning. He takes a strike from Jake LeGros. That pitch is snagged beautifully by the pitcher. LeGros throws it over to Brendan Dodson at first for the 2nd out of the inning. Quickly 2 away here for the Falcons in the 3rd. And here comes the catcher, Quinton Toohey for Fanshawe. He doubled back in the 1st inning to knock in the 3rd, or the 2nd run of the game for Fanshawe. The 3rd run scored later on a sacrifice fly. There's a strike. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 runs on 5 hits so far for the Falcons against Jake LeGros. 2 out here in the 3rd. Count is 2 balls and a strike to Quinton Toohey. That ball is hit to second base, bounces to Griffin Oliver at second, and he throws to Dodson for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down for Fanshawe. After 2.5 complete, the Falcons lead the Lords by a count of 3-1. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. OCAA Men's 2018 Baseball Championships brought to you by and presented by Bel Air Direct. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning of this 2nd round matchup between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. It's an elimination game. What's on the line in this game? The winner will advance to the bronze medal game tomorrow at 10 o'clock here at Kinsman Stadium. The winner of this game will play the loser of tonight's nightcap game between the undefeated Humber Hawks and the undefeated St. Clair Saints. That scheduled to start around 6:30 this evening. The winner of this game will also qualify as the third Ontario berth at the National Baseball Championships, scheduled for next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Toronto, actually in Etobicoke, hosted by Humber College. So a lot on the line in this game. Fanshawe with the upper hand at the moment. 3-1 is the score. Noah Campagnolo's first pitch of the third inning is taken for a strike by the leadoff hitter, Brian Woke. He's the shortstop, led off the game with a walk, so he's 0 for 0 in the game. 0 for 0. Was stranded at third base back in the first inning. 3 runs for Fanshawe in the first. Durham College Lords getting 1 back in the second. We are now in the bottom of the third inning in a 3-1 ball game in favor of the Falcons. The 1-1 pitch is taken for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jim Taylor is the home plate umpire in this ball game. The 2-1 is checked, but called a strike anyway. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Woke would like to start this with a hit. He fouls that one off to stay alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Playing under the lights here, as we're just coming up on the 5 o'clock hour. It's very overcast. No threat of rain at the moment, at least. Woke will hit that one hard to third base. It bounces away from the third baseman, and Woke is safe at first. It took a really hard hop there for Brandon Jones. He was unable to come up with it, and Brian Woke is on first. One of those plays where it's hard to determine whether it was a hit or an error. He was hit pretty hard, but it was also hit right at him, so we'll see what the official score ends up being later on in the game. If it is scored a hit, it would be the second of the game for Durham. So, runner at first with nobody out now for Durham, and Regan Manley will be the batter, the left fielder. He successfully laid down a bunt to move Brian Woke over to second base back in the first inning. So he is 0 for 0 in the game with a sacrifice hit or sacrifice bunt. They check the runner back to first, and Woke is in there standing up. Noah Campagnolo will fire a strike to Regan Manley right at the knees. Count is 0-1. Durham trailing by 2 runs here. Manley takes a good cut at that, but fouls it. 0-2. Regan Manley representing the tying run in the game right now. We are in the third inning, bottom of the third inning. Durham is the home team. They are in the green jerseys with the gray pants. Fanshawe in the white jerseys with the red caps. Campagnolo is high with that. The count is 1-2. That pitch is lifted to right field, and they're going to have to get the runner back to first very quickly. It's pop out to first base. Taken there by Kevin Bowden. First out. Welk was back in plenty of time. That's another pop out, as the Lords unable to connect hard so far against Noah Campagnolo. Connor May back in the second inning did hit a double that bounced right on the chalk on the left field line for an extra base hit, and it was an RBI, representing the only run of the game so far for Durham. So 1 away, and here's Brendan Dodson. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to from first baseman to pitcher back in the first. They check the runner once again back at first. Brian Woke is in standing up. Copinola will throw this time. The ball gets away. Woke was stealing with the pitch, and he's on second base with a stolen base. He was going. The ball completely scooted by the catcher. Came right to your screen. So now it's a runner at second with one out. Brendan Dodson with an RBI opportunity here to bring Durham a little bit closer in this game. That ball is hit from over to second base. Second baseman Ty Armstrong comes up with it and throws it to first for the out. Brian Woke does come down to third on the play. 2 away. So it's Sam Cocker now. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out back in the first. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Durham with a runner at third now, 2 away, trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the third, but they would love to cash at least one. Cocker swings and misses at strike one. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Noah Campanolo. That bounces in a nice block with the chest protector there by Quentin Toohey for ball 2-1. With a runner on third, if that gets by the catcher, that's probably going to score a run. So that's a very good defensive play by the catcher there. 2-1 is the count to Sam Cocker. Power hitter for Durham. Takes low for ball 3. 3-1. So advantage now to Cocker as he will look for a pitch that he can handle. If he makes it onto base, Alec Brown is on deck. That ball is driven to left field, and that's going to drop for a single. That scores a run. Durham has clawed back now to a 3-2 score, a 2-out RBI single for Sam Cocker. So the game's a lot closer now. A 3-0 lead for Fanshawe is now down to a 3-2 lead. And the Lords send Alec Brown to the plate. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to short to lead off the second inning. He's playing in right field in this game. He was the starting pitcher for the Lords in their opening game against St. Clair. 2 out. That ball is hammered, smoked to left field, and it is over the left fielder's head, and it goes all the way to the wall. That is going to score Cocker all the way from first, and the game is tied. RBI double for Alec Brown. And we're now tied 3-3. That ball was smoked. There was no chance for Jake Julian there in left field to get to that. He gave it an effort, though. It just was outside of his reach. And again, the wind is going to be pushing balls all the way to the outfield right now as the wind picks up here, and expected to get even stronger as the evening goes on, late afternoon and early evening here in Oshawa. So it's a 3-3 ball game, and the batter is Jake LeGros. Jake LeGros is the pitcher for the Lords in this game. Jersey number 9. Go-ahead run now at second base for the Lords. LeGros swings, checks his swing, but couldn't hold up. It's a strike. 1-1. Noah Campanolo, the right-hander, looks for the sign, throws it off speed. It's low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Alec Brown is the runner at second, represents the go-ahead run for Durham here in the bottom of the third. The Lords have rallied to tie it at 3. Here's the 2-1. It's high and outside for ball 3. Waiting on deck is the second baseman, Griffin Oliver. It's a 3-1 pitch from Campanolo. And it's low and in the dirt for ball 4. And LeGros trots down to first with a walk. That'll bring out a mound visit for the Falcons as they're going to talk things over here. As Campanolo has given up. Well, we're not sure if that first one in the inning by Brian Wilk was a hit or an error. But if it was a hit, then we've seen 2 singles, a double, and a walk so far in the 3rd inning. And the bullpen, the Fanshawe Falcons bullpen, they're going to start sending down a pitcher there to start warming up. So the Falcons are preparing to get a second pitcher ready if necessary in this ball game. 2 out, first and second for Durham. Griffin Oliver is the batter. He takes a pitch at the knees for strike 1. Oliver in this game is 0 for 1. He popped out to second back in the 2nd inning. The second baseman looking for a chance to put his team in front here. That ball is in the dirt and gets away from Quinton Toohey, and the runners will move up. Toohey not able to block that one. That one just was a crazy wild pitch from Campanolo. He did get a piece of it, and it scrambled away toward the Fanshawe dugout, but it gave enough time for the Durham base runners to move up. It's a 1-1 count to Griffin Oliver. That ball is fouled. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Griffin Oliver. Tie ball game here between Fanshawe and Durham. Noah Campanolo with the pitch. And that's fouled again at the plate. Griffin Oliver staying alive on that. That was an off-speed pitch. Go-ahead run 90 feet away at third base in the form of Alec Brown. Jake LeGros is at second. That pitch is high. Ball 2. Big moment in the ball game here for Durham. They've rallied to erase a 3-0 deficit to equalize at 3-3. Trying to take the lead here. 2-2 count to Griffin Oliver. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the inning is over, but Fanshawe gives up a couple here, and at the end of 3 innings of play, it's Fanshawe 3, Durham 3. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for the fourth inning now, top of the fourth inning of this elimination game, round 2 of the 2018 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. Lots of activity in this game so far. It's an elimination game. The winner moves on to play tomorrow. The loser is out of the tournament and their season will be completed. But 3-0 early in this game for Fanshawe. But with 3 runs in the first inning, Durham getting 1 back in the second and 2 in the third to equalize, and now we're in the top of the fourth. Jake LeGros continues on the mound as the starting pitcher for the Lords. Jake Julian is the batter for Fanshawe. He hit a sacrifice fly back in the first inning of this game that knocked in the third run for Fanshawe. But since then, Jake LeGros has been able to, for the most part, keep the Falcons at bay. He did give up a single, but that was erased with a double play back in the second inning. Jake Julian looking to get something started for the Falcons now here in the top of the fourth inning. 3-3 ball game. The count is 2-2. That pitch is grounded to second. Griffin Oliver comes up with it and throws it to first for the out. Good running throw there by Oliver. And Julian is retired. So that'll bring up Kevin Bowden. Big right-handed hitter for Fanshawe. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game, flied out to center field back in the first. LeGros fires a strike. Here's the 0-1 from Jake LeGros. Taken for a ball. The 1-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. Pulling the string on that one was Jake LeGros. 1 away here in the Fanshawe fourth inning in a 3-3 ball game. That pitch is taken, just missing. Count is 2-2. LeGros kicks, swing and a miss from Kevin Bowden, and he's the second out of the inning. That is the first strikeout of the ball game for Jake LeGros. It comes with 2 out here in the fourth. He's had a lot of fly ball outs, and in the recent innings, some ground outs. So the batter now is right fielder Josh Hare. He swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, flied out to left. He takes strike 2. Two away here. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The inning is over, and 3 up, 3 down. So, a couple of strikeouts there for Jake LeGros. We've played 3.5 innings here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. The score: Fanshawe 3, Durham 3. And welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning now between the Durham Lords and the Fanshawe Falcons in this elimination game between the Falcons and the Lords. Interesting ball game. 3 runs for Fanshawe on the top of the first, but Durham has equalized with 1 in the second and 2 in the third. Now they come up in the fourth inning. Connor May will lead things off. And there is a new pitcher in the game for Fanshawe. It's Jake Waters. So he takes over for Noah Campanolo, who goes the first 3 innings. Connor May hits that one to second. Ty Armstrong is up with it and throws it to first for the first out of the fourth inning for Durham. That'll bring up Easton Curry, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. And he'll take a ball from Jake Waters. There's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Waters appeared in 7 games this year for Fanshawe. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Record of 1-0. Earned run average of 2.05. That pitch is outside for ball 3. Had 13 strikeouts in the regular season against 6 walks. Curry grounds that one to second. Armstrong will come up with that one and fling it over to first for the second out. 2 away. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here. That'll turn the lineup over. And it'll be leadoff hitter Brian Woke. The shortstop in this game is 1 for 1 with a walk. Singled and scored back in the third, walked in the first, but was stranded at third base. Woke bats from the right side. Count as a ball and a strike. Jake Waters, the right-hander, deals. That's off speed in the dirt, 2-1. If Woke can reach, it'll be Regan Manley. That ball is low. So it's a 3-1 count now to Brian Woke, hoping to get on base for the 3rd time in this game in 3 tries. And he will. That ball is in the dirt and goes all the way to the fence. Woke is on with a walk. So a couple of walks and a single for Brian Woke. This one coming with 2 out here in the Durham 4th. So it's Regan Manley. He's 0 for 1 in the game. He popped out to first in the 3rd, laid down a sacrifice bunt, a good one back in the 1st, but it did not lead to a run for Durham. Manley with the highest average on the team this year for the Lords. That ball is in the dirt for ball 1. Also has some power. Led the team in slugging at .564. 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. He has some power, so if he can connect. And the wind is, again, pushing the balls toward the outfield. So it's friendly to the batters and not friendly to the defenders. That ball is taken. Woke faked going to second, but then held up. Count is 2 balls and no strikes to Regan Manley. So a favorable hitter's count here. Jake Waters is the pitcher for Fanshawe. He throws it back to first. Woke is back in, standing up. Lord's hopeful of getting Woke over to second base if they can. He did have a number of stolen bases this season, I believe 6. He's a threat to run. He does not go. That pitch is hammered to right field. It's a base hit for Manley. Woke is going to hold up at second. So Manley keeps the inning alive. And that brings up the three-hitter, first baseman Brendan Dodson, an OCAA All-Star. Dodson also a power hitter with a couple of triples and a couple of doubles this year. Led the team in runs scored, also had 16 walks, so he is a disciplined hitter. On-base percentage of .457 to lead the Lords. First and second now. Go-ahead run at second. Dodson will lift that one to right field. That is going to drop for a base hit. That is going to bring around Woke from second, and the Lords are in the lead, 4-3. It's an RBI single for Dodson, and Durham now leads this game by a score of 4-3. All of this coming with 2 out. Regan Manley, by the way, who was on first, came all the way around to third on the throw. So that's a big 2-out hit for Brendan Dodson, and here's Sam Cocker. That ball is in the dirt, ball 1. Cocker is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out in the first, singled and scored in the third. Second and third with 2 out for Durham. The Lords have taken the lead, 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Cocker with a big rip at that. It's fouled back for strike 1. Regan Manley with big speed at third base. Brendan Dodson, who just singled and moved to second on the throw, is at second. Waters' pitch is outside for a ball. 2-1 is the count. All of this again happening with 2 out here for Durham. Cocker swings and misses at strike 2. The inning began when Connor May and Easton Curry each grounded out to second. They were quickly 2 out, but Brian Woke walked, then was singled over to second, and then Dodson with the single to put the lead in. There's a strikeout for Waters. First of the game for Waters. The inning is over. But 1 run is in for Durham. And at the end of 4 innings complete, Durham Lords lead this game over the Fanshawe Falcons by a score of 4-3. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium for the 5th inning of this nail-biter between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. Elimination game at the OCAA Men's 2018 Baseball Championship. There's a pop-up to right in foul territory and caught by Brendan Dodson for the first out. That was Brandon Jones, the first batter of the inning for Fanshawe. So quickly 1 out here for the Falcons in the top of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Ty Armstrong, the OCAA Rookie of the Year. He looks like he was going to bunt, took it back, Count is 0-1. Took it for a strike. Armstrong in this game is 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning, but was erased on a 1-6-3 double play right after that. Takes a ball. 1 out. 1-1 is the count. Ty Armstrong will take a look at ball 2. Jake LeGros is the pitcher for Durham. That is waved at for a bunt. Looks like he was trying to bunt his way on there, but he cut on it. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ty Armstrong, the second baseman. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the third strikeout of the game for Jake LeGros. All of the strikeouts coming in the last 2 innings. Did not have a strikeout in the first 3 innings, but he has 3 of the last 4 batters have struck out. 2 out now, and here's Brendan Robertson, leadoff hitter for Fanshawe. 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and scored in the first, hit into a double play back in the second. Brendan Robertson, a second-year player with the Falcons. Takes the 2-0 pitch for a strike, 2-1. Brendan Robertson very much at home here in Oshawa. This is his hometown. He swings and misses at strike 2. Played over the years, in his younger years, with the Oshawa Legionnaires minor system. That ball is grounded to first. Dodson is there with the ball to scoop it up and retire Robertson with a ground out to third. So 3 up, 3 down for the 3rd inning in a row for the Fanshawe Falcons. We've played 4.5 innings here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Glad you could join us. Score is Durham 4, Fanshawe 3. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa for the bottom of the 5th inning, and very quickly, right off the bat, is a ground out to third base by Alec Brown on the first pitch from Jake Waters. Brandon Jones making the fielding play there at third for the Falcons, and quickly 1 away here for the Lords in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fanshawe led this game early on with 3 runs in the first inning. Jake LeGros now takes a pitch for ball 1 from Jake Waters. 3 runs for Fanshawe in the first inning, but then the Lords bounced back with 1 in the second inning, 2 runs in the third inning to tie it, and then they pushed another run across last inning in the 4th for a 4-3 lead here now in the bottom of the 5th. That ball's also grounded to third, and it bounces nicely for Jones, and he throws out LeGros. Score that 5-3, and they're quickly 2 out here in the Durham 5th inning. That'll bring up Griffin Oliver, second baseman. 0 for 2 in the ball game. He's popped out to second base and struck out. First pitch from Jake Waters is taken for a strike. Count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's low for a ball. Jake Waters in his second inning of relief for Noah Campagnola, who started this game for Fanshawe and went 3 innings. Waters now in his second inning. Count is 1-2 now to Griffin Oliver. That ball low bounces off the plate and all the way to the backstop. Count 2-2. That ball is taken for ball 3. Count should be full. No, 2-2. 2-2 is the count. That ball is taken outside for ball 3. Full count. If Griffin Oliver can reach, Connor May awaits on deck. That ball is lifted to left field, and it's a 2-out single for Griffin Oliver. Going for second, and he's in there with a double. Wow. So he gets himself into scoring position with 2 away. That ball was lifted to the gap between left field and center field, and Oliver turned on the jets right around first and did not hesitate at all, went right into second. So it's a 2-out double. And here's Connor May with a chance to extend the lead for the Lords here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 4-3 lead for Durham over Fanshawe. Pitch is low for a ball. Connor May in this game is 1 for 2. He doubled and knocked in a run back in the second. He takes ball 2 low. 2-0. Griffin Oliver is at second base. Would represent an insurance run for the Lords. Connor May takes a strike there. 2-1. Jake Waters got 2 quick outs in this inning, with both ground outs to third before giving up the double just a moment ago. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Took something off of that, and Connor May swings and misses for strike 2. If Connor May can reach, Easton Curry waits on deck. 2-2 is the count to Connor May. Jake Waters will come in with the pitch, and Connor May holds up that time. The count runs to 3-2. Wind's starting to pick up again here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. A cool evening. That ball is lifted to right field. If it's in there, it could be trouble, but it's caught by Brendan Robertson, the speedy center fielder for the Falcons, and the inning is over. So 5 innings in the books now in this elimination game. Durham leads it by a score of 4-3. And welcome back to Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, the OCAA Men's Baseball 2018 Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. Brian Oliver here. Glad you could join us on the live stream for this elimination game between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. This has been a nail-biter all the way. We are now into the top of the 6th inning. Fanshawe in white is the visiting team and batting, and they are trailing by a score of 4-3. They had a 3-0 lead after one inning in this game, with a big rally to start the game, but they have since given up 4 runs, and we move to the 6th with a 4-3 Durham lead. Jake LeGros, the starting pitcher for Durham, still in there. The right-hander deals a strike to Matt Bowden, the leadoff hitter for Fanshawe here in the top of the 6th. Bowden is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Singled and scored a run back in the first, popped out to short in the third. That ball is hit hard to right field. The Lords giving chase, and Alec Brown had to go a long way and battle the wind to bring that one in, but it's the first out of the inning. 1 away. That's also 11 straight retired by Jake LeGros in this game. After giving up a single to Ty Armstrong back in the second, that base runner was erased by a double play. He's retired everybody since then. And now he's facing Darren Dwyer, the designated hitter for the Falcons, who's 1 for 2 in the game, singled and scored in the first, and grounded to the pitcher in the third. Dwyer, big left-handed hitter, power hitter, takes a ball. 2-1 is the count now. Jake LeGros fires it in there. That's skied to left field. Reagan Manley is there in left field under it, drifts back and catches it for the second out. 2 away. 2 very quick outs for Jake LeGros. And that'll bring up Quentin Toohey. He doubled in a run back in the first inning. This time he grounds it to second. Griffin Oliver is there, throws it to first, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down on just a handful of pitches for Jake LeGros. 13 straight retired by Jake LeGros. We've played 5.5 innings now at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Durham 4, Fanshawe 3. Welcome back to Kinsman Stadium. OCAA Men's Baseball 2018 Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. Brian Oliver here, and glad you could join us on the live stream for this elimination game, round 2 between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. The winner of this game will advance to play tomorrow morning in the bronze medal game. The loser of this game is eliminated from the tournament, and their season will be over. It's a lot on the line here as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Easton Curry is the batter, grounds it to first, but it bounces nicely there for Kevin Bowden, and Curry is retired with a ground out to first, 1 away. Easton Curry in the game 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. And that brings up Brian Woke. Woke in this game has a single. He's walked twice. He's scored 2 runs. So he's been on base all of his 3 plate appearances. And we'll be trying to do so again here with a 1-0 count. He took a good rip at that pitch from Jake Waters, but fouled back. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away here for the Lords. In the bottom of the 6th inning, they lead it by a score of 4-3. Off speed, bounces well in front of the plate for ball 2. Jim Taylor, the umpire, will put a new ball into play after that. Bounced away. Jake Waters now in his 3rd inning of relief for the Falcons. He's low with that delivery, and it's a 3-1 count. Again, Woke with a single and 2 walks so far in this game. And he takes another one inside for ball 4. So Brian Woke 4 for 4 in terms of on-base percentage in this game. 3 walks and a single. But that's a 1-out walk for Woke. And here comes Regan Manley. Regan Manley in this game is 1 for 2. Singled in the 5th inning. Laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 1st. Popped out to first base in the 3rd. They check the runner back to first. Woke is there in time. And he calls time. It looks like he may have jammed his hand. And he's going to shake that off. But conditions are cool, or cooling off a little bit. It's not cold, but it's certainly not warm. So anytime you feel something, the jam or jam a hand or something like that, just feels a little more significant when the temperature is at this level. It's about 10 degrees now. It was 14 earlier, and we're expecting the temperature to drop maybe another degree or 2 tonight, but the wind to pick up. Manley is the batter. He takes strike 1. Brian Woke is on first base, representing some valuable insurance for the Lords going into the final inning. Waters delivers that pitch. That is hit down the right field line, and it's a foul ball. Just foul. That was hit very hard. And had it been in there, Woke certainly would have made it all the way to at least third base. He might have even been able to score all the way from first. But everything resets. Manley steps back in now with an 0-2 count. Brian Woke at first base. We'll see if he moves with this pitch to try and stay out of double play. He doesn't have a big lead, though. Jake Waters is the pitcher for the Falcons. He's taking his time, and he steps off, and then time was called by Regan Manley. There was that uncomfortable pause there just before the pitcher was about to let it go. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Fouled back. Manley does have power. And as we were talking about earlier in the game, the wind is blowing toward the outfield, pretty much towards center field right now. So anything in the outfield is going to carry. The 0-2 pitch is high. One and two. The Lords 4, the Falcons 3. Bottom of the 6th inning. Elimination game here at the OCAA Men's 2018 Championship. Manley hacks at that one to stay alive. Gets a piece of it. Count remains 1-2. Jake Waters will come to the plate again. Takes it off speed. That ball hit Manley. And Manley will move down to first base. Woke will move on to second with the hit by pitch. And now it's 2 on with 1 out. And here comes Brendan Dodson. Dodson had the go-ahead hit in this ball game with a clutch 2-out single back in the fourth inning to put Durham up 4-3, and here he comes up now with runners at first and second and one away. This is exactly who the Lords would want up in this situation. They're going to throw back to second, and they have got Woke picked off at second. Woke had a huge lead, and the Falcons throw back to second base, and Woke is picked off. So that's the second out of the inning, and it takes a runner out of scoring position. Regan Manley still at first, and he's back in at first. A good move by Waters there to chase him back. But that's an unfortunate turn of events for the Lords, but a good defensive play for the Falcons. 2 out. Dodson hammers that to right field. It's going way back, and it is gone. A home run, a 2-run blast by Brendan Dodson. That one was a shot. And it's a 6-3 lead now for the Durham College Lords. And here comes Dodson. He's getting a big round of congratulations from his teammates as he comes off. And as we were talking about, the wind is blowing to the outfield, and if you can get a hold of one like that, it's going to fly. That was a monster shot. And it's a 6-3 lead now for Durham over Fanshawe in the bottom of the 6th. Sam Cocker is now the batter. Cocker will ground that to the pitcher. Jake Waters will come up with it and throw to first for the final out of the inning. But a loud one for Durham. A 2-run home run by Brendan Dodson over the field in right center to give 2 runs to the Lords and a 6-3 lead after 6 innings of play. The score, Durham 6, Fanshawe 3. Okay, here we go. 7th inning between the Durham Lords and the Fanshawe Falcons. It's a 6-3 lead for Durham going to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Fanshawe. Jake LeGros remains the pitcher for Durham. And there is a pinch hitter for the Falcons here, Tristan Buntrock. It will be pinch hitting for Jake Julian. He takes a strike, moves the count to 2-1. So let's see what the pinch hitter can do here. That ball is lifted to right field. It looks like it's going to drop. Both the outfielders The outfielders miscommunicated there. We could hear somebody saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. And then it dropped between Connor May in center and Alec Brown in right. So that's a huge break for the Falcons as they get the leadoff runner here on at second base. Nobody out in the 7th inning. And that ends the string of 13 straight retired by Jake LeGros. That pitch is fouled out of play. We have a pinch hitter again here. It's Carter Burnside. Carter Burnside will hit for Kevin Bowden. So we start to see some substitutions for the Falcons. So it's Tristan Buntrock at second base now with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning for the Falcons. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is hit to right field. That is in there for a base hit. That is going to perhaps score a run. No, it isn't. They're going to hold the runner up at third. But it does bring the tying run to the plate for the Falcons. So a couple of pinch hitters here have reached base. And there's a pinch runner at first base now. Cam Cook is in the ball game from Oakville. Will pinch run for Burnside, who just got himself a pinch hit. So the Falcons have something cooking here. Josh Hare will come to the plate now for Fanshawe with runners at first and third, nobody out in a 6-3 ball game. Durham with a 6-3 lead. LeGros' first pitch is low for a ball. This all started with a lazy fly ball that landed between center and right field. Probably would be scored an error, but not sure. Hare takes a strike from Jake LeGros. So LeGros is going to have to dig deep here. He's had a terrific start for Durham. Again, had retired 13 straight coming into this inning, but 2 pinch hitters have reached, one on an error and then another with a single. Tying run is at the plate here in the form of Josh Hare. Lots of things in the mix here in the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for Fanshawe, but they do have a very good chance now with 2 on and nobody out. LeGros' pitch is popped to left field. Reagan Manley is there in left field and under it with the catch. He fires at home, and they do not send the runner. So it's a good out for the Lords. First out of the inning, and it's not a sac fly. And the Fanshawe Falcons likely not wanting to risk getting a second out there with the ball not hit too deeply. So a good catch by Reagan Manley, and he quickly fired it back in. So that's the first out of the 7th inning. Brandon Jones is the batter now for Fanshawe. Brandon Jones from Mississauga in this ball game is 0 for 2. He's flied out to right. He's popped out or fouled out to the first baseman. First and third, nobody out. That ball is hit to second, and it's over the head of Griffin Oliver. Just had way too much height on it and looped into right field. So that's an RBI for Jones, and it's now a 6-4 ball game. So Brendan Jones with an RBI single to bring in the 4th run of the game for Fanshawe. We're in the top of the 7th inning, 7-inning game. Fanshawe was trailing by 3. Now they're down by 2, and they've got the tying runs on base with 1 out. The big run for Fanshawe, of course, is the runner at first. That would be the tying run in the form of Brandon Jones. So let's see what the Lords are doing here. They are talking things over on the mound, figuring out what the defensive plan is. Jake LeGros, starting pitcher, will stay in the ball game, but he will have to face the OCAA's Rookie of the Year, Ty Armstrong. A left-handed hitter, nine-hitter in this. He's the nine-hitter in the lineup for Fanshawe in this game. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And he takes strike one. Big drama here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. OCAA Men's Baseball Championship 2018 presented by Bel Air Direct. We're in the 7th inning, 6-4 Durham. Armstrong lifts that ball to left field. Reagan Manley is going after it, and he is not going to get it. That ball drops. That is going to score another run. 6-5. Ty Armstrong with a double to the left center gap. And now the tying run is only 90 feet away. So it's a RBI double for Ty Armstrong. One out. Runners at second and third for Fanshawe. The score is now 6-5. The tying run is at third. Brendan Robertson, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game, comes to the plate. But a lot could happen here. We could see a squeeze play. We could see a sacrifice fly. Brendan Robertson, a good hitter, comes in. Bats from the right side. Durham brings the defense in for the infield. So they're going to try and cut down that tying run if they can at the plate. LeGros' pitch to Robertson is grounded to first, and it's through for a base hit. That ties the game. And here comes Ty Armstrong around first. At the plate, he is safe. Fanshawe has taken the lead, 7-6. Brendan Robertson with a 2-run double, and the Falcons have taken the lead. Fanshawe 7, Durham 6. We are in the top of the 7th inning. I believe they'll score that a single with second base taken on the throw that came into the plate. But that brought in Jones, and it brought in Armstrong. 4 runs here in the 7th inning. There's a ball that's hit to second base. Griffin Oliver comes up with it, throws it to first for the second out of the inning. Brendan Robertson will come down to third on that. And that was Matt Bowden who grounded out to second base there. So 2 out now in the top of the 7th inning. Fanshawe leading this game now 7-6 in the top of the 7th inning. Darren Dwyer is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Singled and scored a run in the first. Takes the first pitch. It's low for a ball. Brendan Robertson representing Insurance, or an insurance run for the Falcons at third base, 90 feet away from the plate from home. Darren Dwyer bats from the left side. Here comes Jake LeGros' pitch. That's fouled to the left side. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. A huge rally here for the Falcons in the top of the 7th inning. 4 runs across. The 1-1 pitch is taken for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time called at the plate. And Jake LeGros will get ready once again. Fanshawe with a runner at third. That ball is grounded to the pitcher, and LeGros will fire it to first for the 3rd out of the inning. But Fanshawe rallies not only to tie it, but to take the lead. We've played 6.5 innings here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. The score, Fanshawe 7, Durham 6. And we're back at Kinsman Stadium for the bottom of the 7th inning now of this seesaw game between the Fanshawe Falcons and the Durham Lords. Durham came into the 7th inning with a 6-3 lead, but the Falcons rallied for 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning to take a 7-6 lead. Tyler Reimel will now come on to try and close things out and move the Falcons into tomorrow's bronze medal game. He takes the mound, takes over for Jake Waters. And also defensive replacement for Fanshawe, Josh Arce now playing first base. So the leadoff batter will be Alec Brown. And he'll face Tyler Reimel here in the bottom of the 7th in a 7-6 game. First pitch is bunted and it's fouled back. Alec Brown in this game is 1 for 3 with a double. Looking to get on base here. Represents the tying run in the ball game. Durham trailing 7-6. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Reimel's pitch is taken inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. If you just joined us, Fanshawe scored 3 in the first inning of this game and had an early 3-0 lead. Alec Brown fouls that one, and it's 1-2. Durham then did most of the scoring in the middle part of the game and built up a 6-3 lead after 6, including a 2-run homer by Brendan Dodson. There's a ball that bounces and actually hits the catcher in the head. Looks like he's okay. Tyler Reimel, the pitcher for Fanshawe. Fanshawe rallied with 4 runs in the top of the 7th just moments ago. 4 runs on 4 hits, and there was a big error that started that whole thing for the Falcons. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's low, gets away, and it's ball 3. It's a full count now to Alec Brown. Bottom of the 7th inning. Durham College looking to get anyone they can on base here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Lords. Season on the line. Reimel's pitch is fouled to the right side and out of play. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Coming up after this game will be a battle of the undefeated teams in the tournament. The St. Clair Saints taking on the Humber Hawks. Scheduled for an approximate 6:30, 6:45 start. 3-2 though to Alec Brown. From Reimel's pitch is low and it's ball 4. Alec Brown gets a leadoff walk for Durham. So that's a big start for Durham. It'll bring up Jake LeGros, the pitcher. LeGros in this game is 0 for 1. He has a couple of walks and has scored 1 of the Durham runs. LeGros, good hitter. See what he can do here. He's going to squirt a bunt. Takes strike 1. Alec Brown is the tying run for Durham, standing at first base. Third baseman Brandon Jones is in on the grass for the Fanshawe Falcons as they are expecting a bunt here. That bunt is laid down. The pitcher comes up with it and throws it to first for the out. Sacrifice works, 1-3. So the tying run is now at second base for the Durham Lords. And that brings up Griffin Oliver. He's 1 for 3 in this ball game. He doubled his last time up. Alec Brown is at second base. Tying run, a 7-6 ball game. Griffin Oliver takes a strike. Alec Brown takes his lead at second base. Griffin Oliver, left-handed hitter. That ball is in the dirt for ball one. 1-1. Waiting on deck is center fielder Connor May. Fanshawe 7, Durham 6. We're in the last of the 7th inning here. Season on the line for both teams. Winner advances to the bronze medal game tomorrow here at Kinsman Stadium at 10 o'clock in the morning. Here's the 1-1. It's high, ball 2. Hard thrower Tyler Reimel has come on here in relief of Jake Waters, who himself came on in relief of starter Noah Campanolo. Count is 2-1 to Griffin Oliver. Pitch is low and inside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Tying run is at second base for Durham here. 7-6 is the score. 1 away. Durham in the green jerseys, Fanshawe in the white jerseys. Fanshawe has just rallied to score 4 in the top of the 7th for a 7-6 lead. Durham Lords looking to answer here in the bottom. Here's the 3-1. It's high, ball 4. It's ball 4, so Griffin Oliver draws a walk, and he goes down to first base. Griffin Oliver would represent the winning run in this ball game if the Lords are able to move base runners along. That'll bring up Connor May. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game as well with the double. Knocked in a run, the first run of the ball game, back in the 2nd inning. So it's 1st and 2nd now for Durham. 1 out. Connor May takes high for ball 1. And time is called. Quentin Toohey is going to go out and talk things over with Tyler Reimel. Fanshawe leading this game 7-6. Bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run is at second. The winning run is at first. Alec Brown is the runner at second. Griffin Oliver is the runner at first. Fanshawe, of course, looking for a ground ball. Connor May has other ideas. Would like to at least advance a base runner, if not tie the game with a base hit. Tyler Reimel is the pitcher. They've talked things over. Here's that pitch, and it's low and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Big tension here at Kinsman Stadium. Under the lights. Elimination game at the OCAA Men's 2018 Championship. Connor May takes that pitch inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Connor May steps in, probably taking this pitch with a 3-0 count. He does. It's outside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So that moves Alec Brown, the tying run, over to third base. It moves Griffin Oliver, the winning run, over to second. And Connor May is at first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Kinsman Stadium in this elimination game between Fanshawe and Durham. Mound visit, of course, now for Fanshawe as they try and determine what they're going to do defensively and how they're going to what their strategy is going to be against the batter, and it will be Easton Curry. Easton Curry in this game is playing the third base position for Durham. He's 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. Durham looking to do anything it can to get the tying run across and possibly the winning run across here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The mound visit breaks. Brian Harvey, the manager, coach for the Falcons, is talking with the umpire. I think we're going to have a pitching change here. That's exactly what's happening. So we're going to have a timeout. And the new pitcher in the lineup, or on the mound now for Fanshawe is number 9, Darren Dwyer. Darren Dwyer had been the designated hitter. So Darren Dwyer started this game and played the first game against Humber as designated hitter. Now comes on to try and save the game for the Falcons, or at least hold on to the game. So as he takes his warm-ups, take a look at the statistics. Dwyer during the season had a 3.00 earned run average, had 1 win, 1 loss, 20 strikeouts against 22 walks, which is basically a 1-to-1 ratio for walks and strikeouts. But here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. Durham College trailing Fanshawe 7-6. The tying run is 90 feet away, third base. That is Alec Brown, who led off this inning with a walk. Griffin Oliver walked, and then Connor May walked to load the bases. So 3 walks have loaded the bases here, and here's Easton Curry. Curry takes strike 1. Corners are in for the Falcons defensively. Curry looking to put a ball in play here. Squeezes it, and he fouls it away. That was a suicide squeeze. Curry not able to get the play down, get the ball in play. That was a high pitch, and had he missed that ball and fouled it off, the game might have been over, or at least the runner might have been out at home. Bases loaded, 1 away, count is 0-2 to Easton Curry. Curry's will take a high pitch for ball 1. Darren Dwyer, hard-throwing right-hander on the mound for Fanshawe here. Curry, left-handed hitter with a 1-2 count. Takes it outside, ball 2. Falcons wanted that pitch. Didn't get it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Curry is retired. That's the second out. So it'll come down to Brian Woke. Now, Woke in this game has been on base all 4 times he's been at the plate. 3 walks and a single, 2 runs scored. Right-handed hitter. Tying run is at third. And he takes ball 1. Tying run is at third. The winning run is at second. Griffin Oliver is at second base, and he will be looking to get a big lead if he can, if Woke is able to put a ball in play or into the outfield. Count is 1-0. And it's low, ball 2. 2-0. Brian Woke in this game has walked 3 times and singled. He's a pretty disciplined hitter with all of those walks. 2-0 is the count. It's taken for a strike. 2-1. Alec Brown is at third base. Griffin Oliver is at second base. Fanshawe leading 7-6. Durham looking to tie it and perhaps win it here in the 7th. The 2-2 pitch is fouled out of play. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brian Woke. Woke has also scored 2 runs in this ball game. Darren Dwyer looking to close it off for the Fanshawe Falcons. They lead 7-6. 2-2 is the count. The pitch is popped. It is going to be it just drops out of the reach of Dwyer. He gave it everything he had, and it just was out of his reach. The ball drops, and Brian Woke is still alive at the plate. Had Dwyer caught that ball, the game was over. So another life for Brian Woke. Huge drama here at Kinsman Stadium in the 7th inning. Dwyer looks like he may have pulled something trying to make that catch. So he's stretching things out. We're going to have a mound visit here. He had to extend fully to try and catch that ball, and he made a terrific effort on it. And he just missed it. So Darren Dwyer's the pitcher, and they're assessing what his status is right now after making that huge dive to try and catch that foul ball. He missed it. Not sure what it would have done to his arm or if it was his leg, but it was a full-out dive to try and catch that. But it's not hard to forget that it's a huge high-wire situation here for Dwyer. He's going to take at least a warm-up pitch to see how he's doing. The umpires give him one, and he's going to go back on the mound. So let's reset it again. Fanshawe 7, Durham 6. Bases loaded for Durham, 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning. A base hit would tie the game and perhaps win it for Durham. A strikeout would end the game and win it for Fanshawe. Brian Woke is the batter. Here's the 2-2. It is fouled down the right side and out of play. A walk, of course, would tie the game. A wild pitch or a passed ball would probably tie the game. All kinds of things can happen here. Whole season down to this pitch here, perhaps. Dwyer with the 2-2 pitch. It is fouled down the right side and out of play. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big battle here between Brian Woke of Durham and Darren Dwyer of Fanshawe. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The game is over. Fanshawe wins it 7-6. Durham ends up leaving the winning run or the tying run at third base, and Fanshawe, full credit to them, rallying for 4 runs. They were down 6-3 going into the final inning, but they scored 4 runs in the 7th to win it 7-6. So the season is over now for the Durham Lords. And Fanshawe will advance to play tomorrow in the bronze medal game here at Kinsman Stadium. And they will play the losing team of tonight's nightcap game between Humber and St. Clair. What a ball game. All kinds of drama. Seesaw battle. 6 runs for Durham, but it was not enough. They had a big home run in the 6th inning, a 2-run shot blast by Brendan Dodson. And it would have been a 3-run shot, but a runner had been picked off just before he hit that home run, so it only ended up being a 2-run shot. And otherwise, we might be tied right now. 7-6, the final score in favor of the Falcons. So the teams will line up along the baselines right now, and we will hear about the players of the game for each team. Coming up in a short time, it'll be St. Clair against Humber, the 2 undefeated teams. Brendan Dodson is named the player of the game, 2 for 3 with that 2-run home run blast in the 6th inning that had put Durham up 6-3 at the time. And Darren Dwyer, who saved the game and saved the day for the Fanshawe Falcons in the 7th inning, is the player of the game for Fanshawe. So the Lords will walk off the field with their season now over, and the Fanshawe Falcons will prepare for tomorrow's bronze medal game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock here at Kinsman Stadium. So the final score again, 7-6 for Fanshawe with a big 4-run comeback in the 7th inning to eliminate the Durham Lords from the baseball playoffs. You've been listening to the OCAA Men's Baseball 2018 Championship presented by Bel Air Direct. My name is Brian Oliver. Join us again in a short time when we will have the two undefeated teams, the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints, facing off against each other. That coming up in about half an hour's time, probably close to 7 o'clock. So hope you can join us for that. Thanks for joining us for this one. Again, the final score, Fanshawe 7, Durham 6.